Hi everyone, it's LaShonda from Labors of Love with another Therapy Thursday video. Today I would like to talk about superpower or trauma response. For as long as I can remember, prided myself on the ability to anticipate other people's needs and meet those needs, sometimes before the person even realized they had a need themselves. And I kind of dubbed that my superpower. Didn't matter if I was in a public setting, at home, at work, with people I knew, with people I didn't know. I always had a way of looking around my surroundings and noticing what people would need. And on occasion, several occasions, kind of being right there when they needed it. It's the person that was getting ready to kind of knock something over, but before they could knock it over, I had already moved it out the way. Or a person who was needing a tissue and as soon as they went to look for it, there I was with it in my hand. And it wasn't until recently that I looked at that for what I know it has been in my life, and that is a trauma response. It's a skill I developed throughout life to help me, one, connect with other people, and two, be useful. As long as I was meeting people's needs, as long as I was helpful, I could get my value from helping. And it made it more difficult for people to kind of dispose of me or disconnect from me. And so I learned throughout my life how to be useful and be helpful and anticipate other people's needs. In and of itself, I'm not trying to suggest that being helpful is a bad thing. But what I am saying is that it's a skill I developed out of survival that has followed me into my adulthood in so many of my relationships, personally and professionally, that I haven't taken the time to, one, realize that I have value simply because I exist. Therefore, I don't have to earn my keep in various relationships, and I actually don't have to go out of my way to meet another person's needs before they realize they have it, because that prevents them, one, from developing the muscle of learning to ask for their needs. But when I am acting out of survival mode and these trauma responses happen, most times people are unaware. So it's my invitation to you. What is that thing that you do? It shows up in pretty much all of your relationships. You're probably known for it amongst those who know you and who you spend time with. That thing, whether it's making people laugh, whether it's anticipating their needs, perhaps it's shrinking and getting so small that people don't know that you're there. Whatever that thing is that you do, I am offering the opportunity for you to evaluate that objectively and say, is this a skill that I developed along the way because it helped me to stay alive, it helped me to stay safe, and it helped me to avoid pain? And if you can say yes to any of those three things, it is a trauma response. What happens when we don't acknowledge these behaviors for what they are is we find ourselves repeating patterns and getting into situations and relationships that mimic those we've been in the past, because we know how to navigate those situations and we're able to utilize those behaviors or our superpowers in order to anticipate what's coming, or at least know how to engage and navigate those relationships and situations. When we're able to pause and look at it for what it is, we realize that oftentimes those things that we had to do when we were younger and growing up in order to keep us safe are things that we're repeating, but we no longer need them because we're no longer in the same situations that we were when we were growing up and when we needed and had to develop those skills. So what I'm not saying is if you're funny, don't be funny, and if you're helpful, don't be helpful. But what I am suggesting is that sometimes what we've considered as just how I am is in actuality just how I adapted. If you are intrigued by this, if this is kind of hitting home for you and you're interested in taking a deeper look at how the experiences you've had in the past have manifested into the person that you are today, Labors of Love would love to walk alongside you on that journey. You can reach out to us at www.thelaborsoflove.com. We're on all the major social media outlets, and don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel, where there are not only the collection of Therapy Thursday videos, but other therapy series for your enjoyment. Until we connect again, be well.